Good afternoon, Nompu. Yes, indeed. They are saying that they haven't gotten a fair deal. They, in fact, say they've gotten the raw end of the deal. You know that they are demanding an 11% increase, even though the employer says they can only give them a 0% increase, saying that it is unsustainable going forward for the company to give them an 11% increase. But, you know, what's just emerged is that it is not clear if this strike is going to continue as planned. We understand that based on an address that happened just over 20 minutes ago, one of the union representatives came and addressed the crowd that was gathered in front of the offices and the front gate of the National Health Laboratory Services to inform them that the company has successfully applied for an interdict, essentially interdicting the strike. And earlier on, you would have seen behind me there were a lot of cars, there were police cars, and there were a lot of people. And we've also learned that those police officers were actually here to disperse the crowd. And we heard the union official just speaking to workers, asking them very nicely and politely to disperse for today and maybe come back tomorrow. Now, based on the address earlier, we've heard that the court has actually not only granted the company or the employer an interdict, but they've also said the interdict is actually going to stay in place pending the outcome, tomorrow's outcome really, from the Essential Services Committee. We understand that there will be hearings tomorrow where the employer has gone to that committee in an effort to try and have these workers, laboratory services workers to be exact, declared as essential workers. This would then make it difficult for these workers to then embark on a strike.
So, Mbalenhle, where you are right now, we can see you're in front of a police car, but what is the activity right now? Have people dispersed? What's happening?
Yes, actually, people have dispersed. People, shortly after the address, started going home. We heard the union representative just talking to them, telling them that they'd done a great job with regards to, day one of their strike and their national strike. And essentially, we know that they've been here since 8 a.m. this morning, where they closed down and shut down the front gate here in Sandringham. And essentially, we had police officers also stationed here, and they also barricaded the entrance in an effort to prevent any other car or anyone from coming in and out of this building. And right now we've seen people leaving, and right now there's actually no one. The gates are open, and we have actually started seeing some movement, and we started seeing cars driving in and out quite freely. We are seeing, a few union members dressed in red just walking away and so on. But essentially, we understand that the plan is for them to return tomorrow and to continue to fight for their demands, to fight for better working conditions, to fight for the better provision of protective personal equipment, and also for certain positions, vacant positions to be exact, to be filled, and also for that 11% increment. We also understand that this forms part of a very elaborate plan of action that the union is going to be undertaking. We know that they started last week Friday with lunchtime pickets, and today was day one. And we understand that going forward, the essential workers, healthcare workers, will also be joining in on the strike, not necessarily as a full-on strike or full-blown strike, but doing lunchtime pickets, all the way to Friday, as well as the 3rd of September, which is their National Day of Action.
And then one last thing before I let you go, Mbali, just at the top of the hour, I did see that one of the union leaders was getting rather tetchy with the media, implying that there had been a level of disrespect. What was happening there?
There was a little bit of a dispute among our media colleagues, and essentially we heard him asking the media present there to respect this event because it is a NEHAWU event after all, and the information that was going to be relayed during the address was important to all of those who were participants of the strike. And essentially he was just asking our media colleagues and media the officers there to essentially just behave themselves.
Okay, Mbalenhle, thank you so much for that report. My colleague there, Mbalenhle Mthethwa, will have more news for you after a short break. Do stay tuned.